Here's our pal, Mike Krukow. More on him in a minute with the Ford Frick Award. That's important, too. The broadcasting scenario got a chance there, but let's talk to Mike about the Giants, the Diamondbacks, and Bob Melvin and the great Dusty. Mike, it's a pleasure. Great to have you with us here. You were there when he took the job from Roger Craig. Roger was one of your guys. You were there in that 93 season, his first year, and away they went. He has the perfect persona. You know, he's the perfect guy to run your ball club with his demeanor and his ability to get along with all different sorts of personalities. I think that in a lot of ways is his best attribute. You know him better than me, so take it away.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I hated playing against him because when I played and pitched against the Dodgers when he was there, I always figured that I'd have to fight him during the game. But he had accountability. I mean, he was a guy that demanded others around him. He made his team better. And then I got to play with him as a teammate in San Francisco, and he confirmed all of my expectations. And I just love the guy. Then he became the best hitting instructor I ever saw. And we just felt it was a natural to someday be a manager. He was just built for it. He's such a communicator. I mean, obviously with the African-American players, he's going to be close to. But, I mean, his relationship with the white players and his ability to speak Spanish and bring in the Latinos. And then as we watched it unfold, I mean, he was great with the Asian players that came over. He's just a centerpiece of people. He's a people person. And I don't think, as brilliant as his baseball career has been, I don't think he's done achieving. I think he has the intelligence and the drive and the perspective to be to take on the responsibility of being an activist. And people look up to him. He talks from the heart. He doesn't blow smoke at all. He's one of a kind, and I just think the world of him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Let's talk about him as a player, which is interesting. You faced him. Great fastball hitter. How'd you get him out? You know, he was a 25, 28, 280, 85 RBI left fielder. Offensively, what was the best way to attack him on the mound? Let me hear.
Well, he's got like 38-inch arms, so to me, you had to pound him in. But if you made mistakes out over the plate, especially lazy sliders or something that was a mistake up, he would just wear you out. And but I mean, you felt him. You felt him when he got in the box. I mean, you knew that it was more than just an at bat. I mean, it was a competition that, quite honestly, you miss when you're out of the game. That type of one-on-one. I mean, he was something else. He really was. And then I got to play with him with the Giants. And he made me better, just in the conversations we'd have about pitching. He's just one of those guys, and always a tough out. But pound him in. Long arm guy, you got to pound him in.
There you go. All right, the adjustment to be the manager. You said you thought it'd be a great one, but still, you got to work a pitching staff. I mean, you got to, that's a very difficult work a bullpen. And that first year, the Giants were excellent, won 100 and some odd games, won 15 of 18 at the end, really should have caught the Braves, who buried Colorado all year long. But how about adjusting to working with a staff, Mike, right away as a manager with San Francisco? Let's talk about that. Go ahead.
I think he took that and because he had perspective as a coach before he became a manager. And he believed as a coach that he respected managers that let him coach. And he let his coaches coach. And I think the other thing that he did was so good was build chemistry. He did it with the Giants. He did it with the Cubs. He did it with the Reds, the Nationals, and he did it with the Astros. He builds chemistry. And, I mean, he's just such a unique centerpiece to every room he walks into. And I think that is something that if you, I don't know if you've ever heard him speak at a large group at a banquet. He speaks right from the heart. He doesn't prepare anything, and he will miss nothing. And he's just remarkable. I've met two people in my life that have had that ability. Dianne Feinstein, when she was mayor of San Francisco, I listened to her and I thought, man, I want to be like her. And I felt the same way listening to Dusty. It's just remarkable people, and like I say, I don't think Dusty's through making contribution to this world. I think he has bigger things to do.
And the baseball world, talk about how excited they were that Dusty won a championship. They may not love the Astros per se, but I think the world in the sport was rooting for them to win the title so Dusty gets a ring as a major league manager last year and they beat the Phillies. How about that for a sec?
Well, I think, when of the controversy surrounding the Astros, I don't think there was anybody on the planet that could have turned the image of that franchise around like Dusty Baker did. Because if you knew Dusty, if you knew his story, and he took the helm and he brought that team back into to the spotlight, and he kind of took the black cloud that surrounded it away, and he freed that entire team up. And I was so happy for him when he finally got his championship, because he had been, he had been so close so many times, and it meant the world to me when he got that World Series championship. It confirmed what we already knew. I mean, he's been a Hall of Famer, whether he won it or not. But with that Hall of Fame, with that accomplishment of being a manager to win a world championship, he's a shoo-in, first round, first ballot.
Yeah, I think it's important to get one, and he did, which is very, very significant. Let's do the Giant new manager, and that's Bob Melvin. Whatever happened in San Diego this year, it didn't work. You want to blame it on him, go ahead. But I think they made a good move here. I think Melvin's an excellent manager. I think people relate to him. He's a catcher. You played with him. You know all about those late 80 Giants. He was on that team. You pitched to him plenty of times. I think Bob is going to be chomping at the bit to bounce back after a bad 2022. This is a good hire by 2023. This is a good hire by San Francisco. Let's discuss that. Go ahead.
Well, I totally agree. I mean, when you bring a Bob Melvin into your franchise, you're not rebuilding. I mean, you're going for it, and I think that's what that represents. When he came to us in 1986, Roger Craig took over as our manager. He came from Detroit, and Bob Melvin was one of those guys that he wanted Al Rosen to bring into our organization. And right off the get-go, I mean, Roger told me, he says, this kid's going to manage someday. And this is back in 1986. Very bright guy, read a room well, cocky. I mean, he would argue with me when I would shake him off. He didn't like me shaking him off. But he was one of the rare guys from a catcher's perspective. He's a tall guy. And not many tall catchers can frame the low pitch and block. I mean, it's either one or the other. But with Melvin, he was one of those guys that could do it, and just a great teammate. We knew that he was going to go into the game and make a mark, and he certainly has done it. 20 years as a manager, 3-time manager of the year. And like I say, when he walks into the Giants clubhouse, there's going to be expectation by every player in that room. And he will demand an accountability. And, look, the Giants have a long ways to go. They have things that they have to do. But getting Melvin there at the helm, I think, is the first thing. And I'm really, really excited for him and for the franchise.
Yeah, Kapler probably, wasn't his fault, but I think that Melvin will be excellent. All right, number 3, the Diamondbacks. You saw them twice in September. They beat the Giants 2 games, 2 important games. And they had a little bit of a roll going. They beat the Cubs 6 of 7. They got off. They played very poorly for a long time and bounced back. You couldn't have seen this. What's your take on a Diamondback postseason run? Let's discuss.
No, I could see this. We saw it last year when they started to put together what I thought was the best outfield defense in all of baseball, and they complemented with, their infield defense was sound as well. They're a throwback team. In an era where we were talking about launch angle and hitting home runs, they can manufacture a run without a home run. It reminds me of the old Cardinal teams built around speed, the Dodger teams built around speed, the Royals team built around speed, the Go-Go White Sox in '59. This is what this team does. They can steal bases. They can take 90 feet away from you because of their outfield play, because of their defensive play, and they have strike throwers. I think they've done a tremendous job instilling confidence in young players to believe. And they are a unit that is they play baseball, Chris. They're going to be a tough opponent for the Rangers going into this World Series. I think it's going to go 7 games. And don't discount this Diamondback team out at all. They can play.
Well, I've discounted him, and I look like an idiot. So I agree with you, and I think it'd be a long series too. All right, finally, Ford Frick, you and Kite. Listen, there's a lot of good broadcasting tandems. We got one in New York with Darling Cohn and Hernandez. I've watched it for years. You two are right there. You are great, and this is a big honor for you if you can win it. Let me get your thoughts there for a sec. Go ahead.
Well, it's an honor just to get on the list, and it means a lot to me that I was able to get on the list this year with my partner. I think that he is remarkable, and it's just it's one of those lists where you just are so honored to be on it because of the people who are included in the 10 that have been selected to be considered. It's from a broadcaster's perspective, it just doesn't get any better than that, Chris. And to be able to do it with your partner, it's off the charts for me.
Love to see you make it. Love to see you win it, Mike. You've done a great job for a long time. Always a friend of the show. That's most important, too. Have a happy off season. Thanks for a couple. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks for having me.